Story plenty today, story plenty. In fact, for a very long time now, a lot of us will be Nigerians, we did disgruntled with Professor Wole Soyinka because we expect him to speak truth to power. But he has failed to even speak with regards to everything there for this country. But this time, I get good news for now. He don't come outside now, he can't blast the president and his entire family. Now, now watch the video. I beg, look, we now watch out.
Tinubu didn't have to send the Air Force and the military to deal with this particular insurrection, this threat to our own sense of security and equilibrium. No, there are easier ways of doing it. Let me tell you where Tinubu should have looked for forces to quell that insurrection. Right here in Lagos. Right here. Or in Abuja, perhaps, I don't know. But there was no need to call the military or the Air Force. I'll tell you what happened. On one of my home visits, this about 2 months ago, I was coming out of a hotel and I saw what looked like a film set. And I said, oh, they're shooting a film. That was on the grounds of this hotel. And a young man detached himself from the actors, came over and greeted me, very polite, very nice young man. And I said, are you shooting somebody? I said, I'm just joking. Are you shooting a film? He said, no. And I looked around. There was nearly a whole battalion occupying that the grounds of that hotel in Ikoyi, right here.
Lagos.
So I got back in my car and I asked the driver who that young man was. And he told me. And I saw this SWAT team, a mixture. There were at least heavily armed, at least some 15 or so heavily armed to the teeth security personnel. Looked sufficient to take over a small country, neighboring city like Benin. And I think the next time the president should just call and say, Seyi, go and quell the rebellion over there. I was so astonished that I started looking for the National Security Advisor. I said, track him down for me. I think they got him somewhere in Paris, but I was with the president. He was at a meeting. And I said, I've just seen something I can't believe, I don't understand. And I described the scene to him. I said, do you mean that a child of the head of state goes around with an army for his protection or whatever? I couldn't believe it. Later on, I did some investigative journalism and I inquired, and I found that apparently this is how this young man goes around with his battalion, his heavy armed soldiers. Of course, the road was cleared before his car went out. I stayed until it seemed he was leaving. So next time there's an insurrection, I think the president should just call that young man and say, go and put down those stupid people there. You have enough troops under your command, so don't bother me with all these security issues any longer. Let's not overdo things. This is not the first country that has a head of state. It's not the first country whose head of state has families. And I think children should know their place. They are not potentates. They are not heads of state. And the security architecture of a nation like this suffers some injury and alienation when we see such a heavy devotion of security to one young individual. You'll excuse me, but I'm in and out most of the time. And this place is named after me. It's my center. So if I go off the immediate subject of our ward, I hope you'll excuse me for taking possession of my own center.
Before I even talk anything with regards to what Professor Wole Soyinka talk, I beg my people, those of that will never subscribe to my YouTube channel, It costs now nothing now. Make una just hit the subscribe button. And those of that will never like this video, make una like this video and make una share. Okay, make we continue with the gist for the gist. Here una don't hear wetin Baba talk, Prof.Wole Soyinka. For a very long time, me as an individual, me I would be very worried why he decided to keep mute with regards to wetin dey happen for this country. Because him tell Nigerians before now that him go assess this government after 1 year, him go talk in own analysis or his own assessment. But till now, he never tell us the assessment with regards to this government. We excuse him. But thank you for coming out now to make the president understand, say, it is a waste of our resources to send our soldiers and air force to Benin. That the security that is going around with your Pekin alone is enough to go and quash whatever terrorism or whatever insurrection will happen for Benin Republic. And you see, in this country, children of the president, most of them, they know their place. This is not the first time where would they get a president where they get family. This is not the first time where they get president where they get son. Why is it that this particular son don't constitute nuisance in this country? Is going about with a battalion, wasting the resources of Nigeria at its own advantage. This is preposterous and this is not really making sense. And that is just the crest of fact. Whatever is happening in Benin Republic is Benin Republic's problem. I know say una go give justification, say, but if what happen for Benin Republic, they go wrong call Nigeria. When it happened in Nigeria Republic, do they come to Nigeria? They never come to Nigeria at all now. And there is something we don't understand though. There is hypocrisy in the House of Senate. When it was the case of Nigeria Republic, all the Muslim senators in that House of Senate in Nigeria, they all kicked against Nigerian government having their boots on ground in Nigeria Republic. But it came to Benin now because Beninians, to a greater extent, and they are not Fulanese to a greater extent, they gave the nod even without second thoughts. Una see the hypocrisy in this country. In fact, Professor Wole Soyinka said he went as far as calling the National Security Advisor, which happened to be Nuru Ribadu, to tell him what he saw. And what was the response of Nuru Ribadu? Your guess, he did good like my own go be. He go tell and say, that is the son of the president now. He needs to be protected. He needs to have all the security that he needs to have in the world. And all those too many stories. The truth then be say, we not say me the president's son don't get security. Nobody they talk that. But when somebody they go above board, it beholds on you and I to perpetually condemn them, to call them to order so that our country will get them right. It's not all about hate, it's all about fairness, it's all about justice, it's all about equity. This kind of nonsense has never happened in Nigeria before. Even when the president's daughter, Buhari's daughter, used the plane one time to fly, we know how we criticize her for this country. Let alone going with a battalion, and not even a battalion. After all, he has been to some other country with a mount guard of honor for him. The truth of the matter, now, see, our government has no business to do business in Benin Republic, and that is just a singular fact. If crisis come Nigeria now, who will come help us put their boots on the ground? Trump they beg us to come help us fight the insurgency in this country. We they reject his own offer, but we are quick to grant the offer of other people. We are hypocrites, and those who are hypocrites in life hardly go far in life, and that is just the crest of fact. Guys, until Wednesday I come, I beg, make una not forget to subscribe, to like, and to share. I remain the Eagle's Eyes.